showing up, you keep showing up. I hate the way you say my name, but I need that back. I hate to say it's over then, just live with that. But we're going nowhere at the speed of light. I'm still showing up, you're still showing up. Maybe we should take this mess and put it all behind us. Maybe if we had some sense, we'd leave it all behind. 'Cause trouble's gonna find us. 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 Maybe we should take this mess and put it all behind us. Maybe if we had some sense, we'd leave it all behind. 'Cause trouble's gonna find us.
Don't wait for it, 'cause every other time you did, you let it slip right through your fingertips. And I know, 'cause I've been there before, and it shows right down to my core. It's there for the taking. Hold my breath, tremble and shaking. No fear like, 'cause I've been high, 100 times, and all I find is who's the It holds me down. The doubt I had for all of it, I see it now. It's closer than it's ever been, but don't take long. It could be good this time. We're not too far gone. We haven't crossed the borderline. It's there for the taking. Hold my breath, tremble and shaking. No fear like, 'cause I've been high 100 times, and all I find is who's the fight. 'Cause I've been high 100 times.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the C-Star League. It's Wednesday night. That means it is time for Rocket League here on the C-Star League Twitch channel, bringing you the action. Hunted and Vitali, as always. Vitali, we go to the cold north, at least the northeast, for our matchups tonight.
Yes, we do. I mean, I'm looking forward to these matchups. There's some pretty good matchups tonight. Obviously, our first one being Boston University and University of Maryland. So maybe we're just going to have to bear the cold and try to get some really good Rocket League action, you know?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. Of course, myself being a bit of a Maryland native, I have a little bit of a soft spot for the University of Maryland team. And they've started out quite well this season, Vitaly. They're 4-1 coming into this week.
Yeah, they are. The only time that they've lost is to UMass, which is a team with Prime Thunder on it. So obviously that's going to be a contender for any division. So they've started out pretty well, 4-1. They're coming into this hot. And Boston University, they're 2-3 right now, so they're looking a little bit rough, but they're trying to get back on track tonight, losing 2 in a row, but trying to get back on things tonight on stream.
Yeah, it's going to take quite an effort against this University of Maryland team, who again coming into this 4-1. They, had a great start to the season, and they're looking to be that top in their Northeastern division. Granted, there are I don't know how many, at least 10 different Northeast divisions, and this Maryland team, when you look at it on paper, they are certainly. I wouldn't say they play second fiddle to UMass, but they're right there with them for that top spot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one name that jumps out at me is Teddy Zio on that UMass team. Maryland team, not Mass. What am I talking about? But these two teams, I think, are going to bring some really good action. Obviously, Boston, as we said, not starting out too hot, but the only times that they have lost is to that UMass team and Wentworth as well, which is also another quality team. So who knows what kind of action we're going to see tonight. I'm excited.
I also am excited. I think the players are just getting into the lobby now, so we're going to have game number 1 between the University of Maryland College Park and Boston University. Again, we're getting close to the halfway point here, Vitalia. Win is important for either of these teams moving forward. What are your kind of keys to the game for either of these teams?
I think just starting out strong. You want to get that game number 1. I think that's the biggest thing that we've seen every week is that team that usually gets the game number 1 is the team that really starts off things strong. Is Spice going to put that one in 5 seconds in, and Maryland starting off strong.
A quick kickoff goal. Spice doesn't get the second touch, doesn't need it. Mesiku couldn't quite get up there, and while we have a moment, let's go ahead and introduce the teams. In blue, Boston University. I'll use Long Moses and Mesiku. For Maryland, they will be in orange. Spice, Teddy Zio, and Epitech. So he's going to score right there. It's 2-0.
Epitech, you said his name. You had a bit of a struggle with it, but he's going to put in that one to make it 2-0. Just a beautiful pass from Teddy Zio. Going to put it off there on an awkward spot for Boston University. And 13 seconds in, they're at 2-0. If you're Boston, you come in, you're just like, all right, fresh game 1, and already you're down 2-0. This might be 3. It is. And 17 seconds in, it's already 3-0.
That it is. Spice getting his second of the game. And you mentioned Teddy Zio, a player to watch. He's repping that CRL Season 2 contender banner. And yet he doesn't have a goal early on in this game. He's got 2 assists to his name, so certainly has been chipping in as Maryland's looking for a 4th. They're going to find it. Spice has a hat trick, and we're not even 30 seconds in.
What is that, 21? 21 seconds in. Spice is just like, you know what? I'm going to make you guys head out. This is, just like another kickoff goal. And every single time that the kickoff has happened, it's gone in Maryland's favor. And Boston, as much as kickoff goals aren't usually a thing in threes, this might be another one. No, Teddy Zio just going to put it wide. But the kickoffs aren't usually a huge factor in threes, but in the first 30 seconds, as it might be again, Epitech going to put in a 5th one, and this game is not even a minute old, and it's 5-0.
5-0, quite the start for the University of Maryland. 4-1 again coming into this game. They certainly want to make their mark early on, try to push for that 5-1 spot. But as we are only 34 seconds old, it is 5-1 now, as Long Moses will respond. They get a goal on the board. It doesn't look like we're going to get out of the first minute.
These kickoffs are something else. I don't know how that ball didn't get saved, but it goes in, and it's 5-1. So there is still a lot of time. I mean, we talk about Maryland having a 5-1 lead or a 5-0 lead. It was only the first minute as Teddy Zio can't make the touch on that. So there still is a lot of time for this Boston team, as that's going to be a shot off the post, cleared away. It stays 5-1, but a scary 5-1 at that.
5-1, just about a minute in. Finally, we cross that minute mark. 6 goals being scored in the first minute of the series as that one's shoved towards the cage. Spice can't quite keep it in. Teddy Zio will, however. Boston University way out of position on the defensive side yet again. They've been leaving this goal wide open. And it looks like Maryland trying to punish them here as Alius just gets a piece of Teddy Zio to keep that one away.
Yeah, good touch there. Good keep aways. Teddy Zio still staying with that. And I did say that Teddy Zio was going to be a player to watch, but Spice, what is that, 5? No, it's 4. 4 goals. He makes it 6-1. Just what a performance in the first minute and a half for Maryland.
And that's Spice's 4th goal on the game. 4 assists now for Teddy Zio. Up attack, 2 goals, 1 assist in his name, and it is 6-1. Just a minute and a half gone by. Game number 1. As now finally Boston trying to start something on the offensive side. Mesiku wants to keep the ball in mid. Long Moses to collect. He's going to go mid-wall. Has Alius waiting for a touch. However, it will be Spice to turn him away. Now Mesiku up the wall. Tries to beat the players over top. Neither of the Boston players are going to get a touch on this one. Back into the blue half we go. It looked good for Boston for the moment, but this is going to get turned quickly just off the crossbar, and we avoid that dreaded 7-1.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you said that it looked decent, I mean, there wasn't really any quality chances. Mesiku can't get a touch there. Teddy Zia just going to flick that one past. We might get that dreaded 7-1, but Long Moses able to bump that man, but Epitaph going to put it up high, and that's going to be 6-2. We won't get to Brazil, but there's still a long road back for this Boston team.
We are at halftime now. It's only a 4-goal lead, cut down from that very, very early 5-0 lead that Maryland enjoyed. 4 goals in 2.5 minutes is the task for Boston University. They haven't had a lot of chances. They've made 2 of them work thus far. We'll see if they can play some offense now. Zalius out of the corner, up attack. Wants to try to keep this one away. Mesiku towards the cage, crossbar. Good play by Spice to keep that rebound under control. Now Maryland on the counterattack. And, of course, Long Moses up to play into the corner. Up attack across the box. That'll see Alius into his own corner again as now Teddy had a passing option, but it will force Maryland to retreat.
Yeah, it will force Maryland to retreat. And as much as they got off to a really hot start, things have really slowed down in this last minute or so. So it's going to be in front. Teddy Zio can't put that one away. Spice going to try to put in his 5th. He's going to put that one in the midfield. But Boston seems to be, after that first, minute and a half, they seem to have calmed down as Aliu is going to save that one away. Good job for Boston to just calm things down as the goals have really stopped here from Maryland.
It's been a good pressure in the Maryland zone. And just to respond to the inquiry in chat, yes, we do read chat from time to time. At least I do. I don't know about Vitali. I think Vitali likes to type in chat every now and then. That's going to be a 7th goal for Maryland. Spice getting his 5th of the game. 5 goals on 6 shots. Most of them granted coming off of kickoffs, but it's been a great game from Spice.
Yeah, Spice, I mean, not only kickoffs, he's had a few open nets as well. But it doesn't matter. He has put them in when they've mattered, and it's 7-2. It's really just been an offensive blowout for Maryland. They came out strong. They wanted to make their mark on this series, and they've done a fantastic job of it here in game number 1. This might be a goal back, but Teddy Zio able to clear that one away. And this Maryland team is really starting off strong, and exactly what I wanted to point out at the start of the series before I could speak. They'd already scored 3 goals, but really all they needed to do was get off to a hot start, as we've seen over this past year, this past season or so, that the team against game number 1 has really had a successful time in the series. So as Happy talking to put in another one, it's 8-2. Hate to be you for Boston, but it's a long road back in this series if you want to make something happen.
Certainly need to forget about game 1 if you are the team in blue. An 8-2, potentially not final score, but 8-2 score right now with only 29 seconds left to go. Game 1 Again, this is a best of 5, so still some time left. Alus will get one for the road. It's his second of the game. Makes it 8-3. But you're right, talking about first game being an advantage to the team who takes it. I think it's especially true in the collegiate scene. Momentum in Rocket League in general plays a large part, but I think when you get these collegiate teams, you get a big win like this in game 1, it can carry you through the whole series.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't professional level where they, even sometimes the best of pros let losses get to them, but they don't have the same mental fortitude of just, oh, we lost a game, let's get it back. You see more of the fact that, like, they start to shut down after a big loss like this. But after a big win, as you said, this momentum can carry them through the whole series, especially with how dominant it was in game number 1.
Well, that's going to be a game 1 victory for University of Maryland College Park. 8-3 final score. So we move into game number 2. And, I'm going to pose this question, but I think I already know your answer. What does Boston University need to do to come back here in game 2?
Not get scored on 3 times or 4 times in the first 30 seconds. They need to not let kickoff goals happen like as fast as they did. I think they had 3 or 4, as I said, 3 or 4 kickoff goals in the first 30 seconds. And if you want to beat a team like this, I mean, you did have 3 goals, but that was throughout the whole game. They had 3 goals in the first 30 seconds, 21 seconds, something like that. And if you're Boston, you got to make sure to cut down on the goals in the first minute, the first 10 seconds, first 15. Just start winning periods of the game where you don't get scored on and you start winning these periods, as I said, and you start scoring goals of your own and try to shut down this offense as it really was unstoppable in game number 1. But we've seen teams make adjustments from game 1 to 2, so we'll see what they can do.
Bring up a good point, breaking the game down into smaller sections, maybe 30 seconds at a time, maybe minute at a time. Try to win those smaller sections. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to score a goal every 30 seconds, but have the pressure, play well, beat your opponent in those 30 seconds. It's an interesting idea to take, and we'll see how the first 30 of this game go. So we'll be Maryland with the first opportunity, although Teddy didn't get a lot on that shot. It's a clear by Alus. Spice with a clear of his own. It's going to force Mesiku back, actually rotating now, allowing Long Moses to play that one. Epitac mid-wall has Teddy across the pitch. Trying to do what he can. Back wall out in front. Teddy scores. Great play for Maryland. They're off to a quick start again. 1-0.
Yeah, Epitac with a beautiful pass out here. He's just delaying as long as he could in a perfect pinch right in the midfield. The defense not ready for that. And Teddy Zio able to put that one away. And, it did take a little bit longer, but Maryland still grabs that first goal. 45 seconds in. See what Boston can do to counter this. Is they get a good chance on offense here. Ali's going to put that one in the midfield. They got a pass in the middle, but Long Moses too far up. It's going to get cleared long. It's going to go up high. Maryland still with a chance. Is this going to be a miss here? Epitac can't put it away, but still. This Boston team is it seems a little bit nervous in this series. This is going to be a long clear. Teddy Zero going to have his second of the game. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in game number 2.
Second of the game, second of the series for Teddy. Maryland scored 8 goals in that last game. Teddy Zio certainly had a lot of assists. I think total of 4 at the end, but no goals to his name. He's got the first 2 here in game number 2, and that puts Maryland out to a 2-0 lead. Just about a minute, 10 seconds gone by here. Again, Maryland playing solid defense, now transitioning into offense. One-on-one, Spice versus Mesiku. Mesiku makes the save. Spice didn't quite get the flick he was looking for. So bounce out towards Teddy. He'll shoot. He'll score. Hat trick for Teddy. It's 3-0.
Yeah, good play here. Unfortunately for Boston, just an unfortunate 50 that goes right for them. And Alu's unable to get a touch on it. Teddy Zio slapped that one into the open net. And he didn't have any goals in the first game, but he has all 3 goals for Maryland in the second game. And this Maryland team's offense, just their whole, they played a complete series so far. And they played very well, and this Boston team doesn't really seem to know what to do to counter it. As all they've done is get scored on as a good save there. But that's really all they can do. They don't really have a whole lot of offensive chances, as that's going to be cleared away again. I've been seeing is just them playing defense and trying to survive as long as they can. Let's see if they can try to break out in this game number 2. But it doesn't seem like Tezio is going to take a shot. That's just going to go past them all. I don't know how that went in, but Tezio grabs his 4th.
It looked like a bit of a miscalculation by Long Moses on the goal line. He came out a little bit too far. Gets beat with the initial shot off the post and in for Teddy. And that will be 4-2 as we've played 2 minutes and a handful of seconds here in game number 2. 4 goals on 5 shots for Teddy Zio. And so far, Boston University still has not registered a shot on the orange net. We'll see if Messiku can change things, although Teddy going to be lurking around in mid. It falls to Long Moses. He's going to flick it up, but Epitag is there to put this one towards the net. Alu's with the clear. This one's high off the back wall. Spice cutting across. Not much going on for Maryland now, but really with a 4-goal lead, you don't need to look for more scoring. Just need to run time off the clock and play defense.
Yeah, it is very true. Is this going to bounce in front again? But as you said, all you really need to do is just run out the clock, and they've really done a good job of that here in game number 2. They haven't scored as much, but they've really still had almost all of the possession. Game number 2 is Spice. Going to give that one up. He's going to get right back out. He's just going to give that ball away. A good bump there, but Long Moses just gives the ball away again. It's faked. Teddy Zio off the ceiling. I don't know what exactly his plan was for that, but this Maryland team has controlled all of this series so far, and I don't know exactly what they need to do to get back into this one. The Boston team.
We'll certainly need to stop the bleeding. It's 4-0 for the Terrapins. 90 seconds left to go. Teddy Zio looking for the touch to Epitag. Great pass and a beautiful shot. It's 5-0 with 1:23 to go. Game 2 looking all but over, and it has been a rout the entire series.
Yeah, it has been. What is that? 13-3 in goals so far in this series. I mean, that was a fantastic play, though. Teddy Zio right up to Epitag and able to put that one away. And it's 5-0. And really, it's, as I said in game number 1, is this one might just go in. No, it's going to go off the crossbar. Yeah, very good save there. But it's really been all Maryland, and it's tough for Boston because you feel like they could do a lot better in this series, but they're just being slower to the ball than Maryland and really not getting the touches that they need to. And because of that, they're just getting outplayed right now. Is Teddy Zio going to put in another one? That's his 5th of the game. Just Maryland absolutely dominating this series.
And a nice pass up to himself. Teddy Zio, tired of everybody else taking the assists, he will get one of his own to himself. So it's 6-0 for Maryland now. 45 seconds left to go. Game number 2. Certainly this one will go to the orange team. I'll use another save on the goal line. He's made a couple of those. Unfortunately, they've been just a bit too little. A Spice nearly finds the angle on a nice double touch. Not that it's going to matter too much, as game number 2 clearly in the books. We go to game 3. Maryland will have a 2-0 lead in the series. And if Boston wants any chance in the series here, Vitali, something needs to change quite quickly heading into game 3.
Yeah, I mean, as the way it stands now, I don't mean anything to the Boston University team, but this Maryland team has been absolutely dominating them all series, and they might just give up a goal here for the Brazil. They will. It's 7-1 now. Long Moses is able to put that one in, but we are gonna get that faded that score that's all too famous.
We missed it in game 1. It is here now in game 2. 7-1 in favor of College Park. Time is going to tick off the clock. It's going to have to be a quick answer for Boston University, but we've talked about how Boston has struggled in the series, what they can do. On the other side of the pitch, I think it's a testament to just how good this Maryland squad is.
Yeah, Maryland has been absolutely dominating, and there's a reason that they are where they are. Like they are, as we said in the opening, this team very well could compete for one of those top spots in this division. I mean, they only lost to probably, I think, the best team. I'm going to say probably the best team in their division, which is UMass, in 5 games, and that was a close series. So you're coming into this as Maryland. You're like, you know what? We're one of the best teams in the division, and you're going up against someone who's 2-3, hasn't had the best of starts to the season, but they've done a fantastic job of coming in here and setting the tone early in the games. I mean, game number 1, they had 3 goals in the first 30 seconds. In game number 2, they had, Teddy Zio had 3 goals in the first minute and a half. Like, that's just, it's a testament to how good that this team really is.
Well, we are into game number 3 as Teddy nearly caps that one off. It'll bounce down in front, and I believe we do have a sub here for Maryland. Foxy in, and Foxy scores 8 seconds in.
Yeah, I mean, Foxy getting in the fun. 8 seconds in, as you said, but I mean, this Maryland team hasn't gone through the first minute without scoring a goal and going without, like, I don't know. Like, they've really dominated this series, and if you're on Boston, that's gonna hurt for you, because you want to come out to game number 3 and show up and do well in this series, but when you give up another goal in the first 8 seconds, I mean, that's tough for your mental being. I'll put that one up high. It's just a miss there on both sides, and that's just going to go all the way through. Nobody could touch the ball on any side, and it's just going to roll in.
It's a gift, certainly for Spice, who turns on this one. No challenge. Rolls it into the back of the goal. It's a 2-0 lead now for University of Maryland. Again, we talked about how this Maryland team, with their 4-1 start, they certainly look to be one of the top dogs in the division. You mentioned the only team that they lost to in UMass. Certainly one of the best teams, not just in this conference, but in the entire, not just in the division, but in the entire Eastern, conference, Eastern part of the United States. Well, I guess North America, because we do have Canadian colleges as well. So it went to a 5-game series between UMass and Maryland. And you look at the rosters and who stands out to you on either side. Of course, you have Prime Thunder for the UMass team, but Teddy Zio, I think there's a reason to be hyped if you're a Maryland fan to have Teddy on your team.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very quality player. Yeah, fortunately he misses that shot there, just talking good about it. But he's a very quality player, and he's one of the reasons that they did take it to 5 games. I mean, that UMass team is a very quality roster. I know some of those players, Prime Thunder, obviously, but O'Bros, and I mean, that's a team that will be the top of the division, and taking them to 5 games, Spice is going to get another one. We haven't talked about this game at all, and they're up 3-0. I mean, Maryland just running away with this series.
Well, Maryland doing what they did in the first 2 games here in game 3. 3-0 lead. They're holding Boston University to just about nothing in the offensive end. Only 1 shot registered for the blue squad. Now Alyus might have a chance, trying to go over top of Spice. Back wall. Alyus looking for Long Moses. Teddy Zio was first there. This will be sent all the way down the pitch. Foxy. Ceiling. Gets the touch. Not on goal, but the pass is to Teddy. Spice up for the play. It'll bounce home. Foxy to score. Maryland putting on a show for us now. It's 4-0.
Yeah, just a fantastic play. Foxy off the ceiling to Teddy Zio. Spice back to Foxy in a 4-0 lead. And this is exactly what they've done all series. They've been comfortable, and they've been able to go for these plays because there really hasn't been any challenges from the Boston side. They haven't gone up in the air and made it tough for this Maryland squad. They just it's basically been free real estate. I mean, as much as that saying is what it is, I mean, it really has been. As Maryland has just had all the time in the world to do what they want.
Spice going to demo Messiku there. Using Foxy combined. Now through midfield comes Spice to try to keep it in the blue zone. Messiku in response. Teddy Zio not going to be able to get that touch. But no follow-up from the Boston players. Foxy a whole lot of time in the corner. Gets by the first attacker. Wins the 50, and Teddy clears it the rest of the way. It's a 3-on-1, but now Hughes comes away with the touch. And somehow Maryland just making everything work. There's the hat trick for Foxy. Subbing in here in game number 3, already 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, they're just making everything work. It's just it doesn't seem difficult for this Maryland team. They've done everything that they need to, and more. I mean, all it has been is just an offensive showing from this Maryland team. Is Foxy off the ceiling? Both players off the ceiling. I thought we were going to see some sick, Jazer play, but you don't get to see that. It's 5-0. But if you're on the Boston side, you can't take this too hard. I mean, this is going to be one of the top teams in your division. So you want to come back and hopefully have a better rest of the season, but just you can't take this loss too hard, as Teddy Z is going to put in a 6th.
6-0. A minute 25 left to go. Series pretty much over now. And you're right. Certainly Boston, they need to come away from this series at least with some lessons learned, some quality footage to go back and watch. Granted, it can be quite difficult to kind of glean something off of victories that I'm sorry, not victories, but defeats that are quite brutal, such as this one. It can be quite difficult to go back and watch that VOD. But if they do it, they can certainly improve themselves, as that's a team bump, and that's another Teddy Zio goal. 7-0. We haven't seen a game yet, Vitali, with Maryland not scoring at least 7 goals.
I'm just going to do some quick math, because I'm pretty sure that's 22 goals for the Maryland side, because I made 8 and 7. And then I don't know. I can't. Caster math is failing me, but they haven't, as you said, we haven't had a game where they haven't scored less than 7 goals. That was almost a goal there, but a fake from Teddy Zio. That's just going to go wide. And this Boston team, I mean, as you said, I mean, this VOD might be tough to go back and watch, but it's good in the long run to take losses like this and improve. Play players and teams that are better than you, and you go over them and say, you know what, we could do this better. Just got to individually get better and get better as a team. Go back and really make things tough, as Teddy Zio is going to put in another one. It's 8-0.
Well played series from the University of Maryland team. Certainly solidifying their spot as one of the best in the division, and they will move to 5-1 for Boston. That'll be a 2-4 record on the season now, as this game refuses to end. Maryland trying to push double digits now in goals. We haven't seen a Boston goal since game 1, and at this point, a lot that needs to be taken away from this game if you're Boston. But really, if I'm a Boston University player, I'm putting this series out of my mind and focusing on next week.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a series that you're just like, you know what, it's happened. Oh well, put it, as you said, put it behind us and let's focus on next week. But they do it again, go down in a sweep, 9-0. There might be 10. If Spice can put it in, no, it will not. It's going to be 9-0 finish here. A good series from Maryland, but wow, that was wow. That's really all I got.
Well, with that is the end of this one. Maryland take the 3-0 sweep in quite a dominating fashion. Again, they will move to 5-1, and now it is a 2-4 record for Boston University. And we watched the Maryland team come together, play as a team throughout the series. Who's your MVP for the series?
I think my MVP is Teddy Zio. He played really well in game number 1, even though he didn't have any assists. He set up a lot of plays, and then he had a ton of goals in the rest of the series, and he created a lot of plays, a lot of chances for his teammates. I mean, just in game number 3 alone, Foxy came in as a sub, and 8 seconds in, Teddy Zio's finding him in the midfield. He gets his first goal of the series, and I think he did a fantastic job this series of just controlling the midfield, controlling a lot of things in the offensive end as well and creating a whole ton of plays.
Well, that's going to be it for Maryland versus Boston University. Before we go to break, I want to give a huge thank you to our sponsor, GameStop. GameStop is partnering with CSL in 2019-2020 to activate collegiate esports tournaments online and in person. Visit www.gamestop.com/esports for more details about their GameStop Performance Center gaming clinics. GSPC gaming clinics are free for all players and give you an insider look at how the players you love to watch dominate the games you love to play. And be sure to check out our GameStop Weeklies, a series of community-oriented tournaments that run from November through March for a variety of games, including League of Legends, TFT, CSGO, Overwatch, Madden, Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Smash Ultimate. Sign up today on our website at cstarleague.com. That'll do it for us here for game number one. We'll take a short break, and we're going to stay in the Northeast. Don't go anywhere.
It feels like every day I'm drowning. Close my eyes and pray I can fly. Got me falling from the highest mountain. And I can't swim without a float. And you keep pushing me down under. Now I'm touching the ocean floor. I was right by your side. You needed me the most. Where are you now? I don't feel you. Caught in the tidal wave, pulling me underneath. Feels like I'm blind, I don't see you. I'm solo. Never thought I could feel solo. Never knew how low you could go. So where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm solo. My time while I can. 'Cause if I rush, I know I'll end up regretting. Just like quicksand, I keep sinking deeper in. And it feels like this battle's never ending. And I can't swim without a float. And you keep pushing me down under. Now I'm touching the ocean floor. I was right by your side when you needed me the most. Where are you now? I don't feel you. Caught in the tidal wave, pulling me underneath. Feels like I'm blind, I don't see you. I'm solo. Never thought I could feel solo. Never knew how low you could go. So where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm solo. Never thought I could feel solo. Never knew how low you could go. So where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm solo. I'm solo. I'm solo. Never thought I could feel solo. Never knew how low you could go.
Support as Awash looks for the double, won't find it, but Anez puts the rebound home, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, but all three players go for this, but doesn't matter. Is Muzzy able to get the demo and Unas beats the last guy
Natural's Awash not going to be able to make the play. Unas has to step up. He gets a second touch on it as well. Looking for the pass to Muzzy. He scores. We're tied at 1. 3:03 left to go.
What a perfect pass here from Unas.
Matt doesn't make the play. Snipes is there. He scores. The low roller finds its way in. Lambton out to a 2-0 lead.
And as you said it best, Matt didn't get the touch. Hundo jumped as well. And he just put himself in a bad spot. And unfortunately, Lambton grabbed another 2-0 lead.
It's going to have an opportunity as they play it into the corner. Snipes out towards Hundo, where he keeps it in the orange half. Right towards Carson, he scores! Bang, bang, out of the corner. It's Carson to put Algonquin up by 1. We'll try to chase this one out of the corner. Can't get the touch on it. This is going to waste some time, especially with Hundo getting that challenge and Matt winning the next one. This comes off the back wall, the double touch, and it's 3-0 for Algonquin.
And what a shot here. Hundo, I don't even touch that ball. No, he didn't. Matt just fantastic car control. Able to put that one in, feathering the boost perfectly. Scored the first goal in the game as Matt's going to try to go for a double tap, but can't hit that angle. That would have been fantastic. A good pass out to the middle. Carson to Hundo. That duo has been killing Lambton all series long. It's 2-0.
Yeah, it was Hundo to Carson to win game 3. Now Carson returning the favor. A perfect pass.
15 or so gone left in this game number 2. We're all tied at nothing. But Dr. Frog's going to take a shot. He's going to make it 1-0. McMaster get the first goal.
We talked about, again, just how important this first goal is for McMaster. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Collegiate Star League. It is Hunted and Vitali, and we are going to stay in the Northeast Vitali for our next matchup. First one, we just watched Maryland take down Boston University, and what I think we can both agree was a pretty non-competitive series, unfortunately. I have high hopes for this one as both teams are looking to, they're kind of middle-of-the-pack teams. They're looking to continue moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, the New Jersey Institute of Technology and the Stevens Institute of Technology. We have two Institute of Technologies. We were pointing that out. You were pointing that out. Both teams have had an interesting start of the team. The New Jersey ones had a 3-2 start. The only teams that they've lost to is Rowan and Rochester. Rowan obviously being one of the top teams in their division as well. Rochester also being a pretty good team. And for Stevens, they've also lost to Rowan. They've also lost to Rochester, and they've lost to Stockton. So that is a tough three of the 5 weeks that you've had already in the season, and we're not even 6 weeks in. That's tough to have those 3 series in your first 4 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both teams having fallen to some of the best that we have in this division, of course. And that's why this game is so interesting to me, because it looks like both teams, when they get matched up in these kind of, I'm not going to say middle of the pack, but more closely, skill-based kind of matches between each other, they both have done very well and have won those series, and by quite a margin in most cases. Now we get to see them match up against one another, and we'll see how this goes down.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued of how this is going to go down, because I don't 100% know. These two teams, they're going to be quite evenly matched. I feel it's not going to be like last series, which was pretty much it was Maryland just all the time. I think that this series could really bring competitive. I think this could go to 4 or 5. Honestly, I think these two teams are pretty evenly well matched.
I think the teams are in the server. We're going to get them started very shortly. And again, we're coming closer and closer to that kind of midway point on the season, Vitaly. All of these games start mattering a little bit more as we get closer and closer towards the end as well. And a win like this can kind of springboard you into reaching towards those top spots to take playoff spots, or at least potentially give you good seeding going in.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You're going against each other. This is for sure going to be probably one of the battles for one of those finishes, whoever gets into playoffs, right? I mean, you're 1-3 now for Steven in the case of Stevens, but you can still come back in this season. It is still early enough where you still can get those wins. And the only teams that you've lost to are the teams above you, which are obviously Rowan, Rochester, and Stockton. So obviously, who knows what happens in this series? I could see anything happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, again, it's going to come down to game number 1. We talked about it in the last series. Game number 1, so very important. If you can start strong, especially even in the first minute, if you can get a goal or two to kind of shake off the nerves from the stream, get everything flowing, get your rotation working, get that offense going, you can certainly start to make an impact on the series. Maryland, granted, they kind of ran away with that series after game 1, but we've seen it time and again on Wednesday nights here at the C-Star League that the teams who win the first games, they have a great chance for winning the whole thing, especially in a best of 5.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it is best of 5, so there's a little bit of time to come back and adjust after game 1. But obviously, in the case of Maryland, it was pretty much just running away with it, as you said. But here in this series, if you lose in game 1, you can still bring things back. I can't speak English; is hard. This is a regular occurrence for me every Wednesday night. I'm trying to relearn English every single time. But I think these two teams, even if one of them loses game number 1, there still is a possibility definitely to come back in this series.
Well, we are underway with game 1. This is going to be New Jersey Institute of Technology in the blue. They've got the first opportunity as Tacky takes the shot. His teammates Chai and LL again in that blue. Stevens, they are in orange. The Rock, Double Psy, and Psych, it's Mike. Going to be defending that orange goal for us throughout the series. And already, New Jersey, they've had a couple of opportunities. Haven't been able to put one in the back of the net yet, but a good quick start for the blue team.
Yeah, New Jersey having a really fantastic start. And someone I want to look out for, obviously, he's had, we don't know too much about them, but Tacky has really shown up and put on a lot of offensive chances. This is going to go towards the net from Chi, but it's going to go just wide. But Tacky has done a lot in these first minute or so, creating a lot of good offensive opportunities and creating a lot of shots on net that do create a lot of offensive pressure. We'll see what they can do in the rest of this game and series.
Good dribble from Chai to get it to midfield. LL will play it into the corner. Double Psy, last man back, opt for the bump. Chai still going to get to the ball. It's floating towards the net, just hits the post. And it will be cleared by Double Psy. Can't quite get around LL, and still New Jersey look to press the attack. Gets it beyond midfield. Tacky will rotate around. The Rock, last defender in line, won't be able to make the touch. Tacky goes over everyone. It's 1-0.
Tacky, just a great play here. Gets it just past the Rock. Rock not really in a great spot. He backs up a little bit too far and unable to get a touch on it. And Tacky gonna put that one in for the first goal, and they've controlled a lot of this game number 1. And it's really shown off as Tacky putting in that first one. I just love saying Tacky. It's a great word, honestly. I'm excited to say that in this series. But they do start off strong in this game number 1.
He's going to be trying to play it across to Tacky, who's up for the second touch. If he can make it, he does. It's 2-0. It looked like Psychic's Mike was there, but I don't know if he was expecting the double touch.
Yeah, a good pass up there, Taki. Yeah, Psychic's Mike was there. He wasn't expecting that double at all. Just not in the best of spots, and now it's 2-0. And if you're Stevens, you've had a little bit of a rough start to this game. Seems like New Jersey has controlled a lot of this offensive pressure, especially Taki with a lot of shots. It's Chai going to put that one towards the front of the net. It's going to be another shot. Taki can't put that one in. And this New Jersey team has really come out to play in this series. They haven't really had to deal with any defensive pressure at this time. It's just been all in the orange half as Taki's going to try to put that one back in the midfield. But again, this New Jersey team just keeping that pressure on this orange squad.
Yeah, New Jersey, they even had a 2-on-1 the other way. It looked like a little bit of lack of patience from Taki. He just wanted to flick, try to get that over the defender. Didn't let his bodyguard do what he does best in trying to take out that goaltender. Either way, it's still 2-0 for New Jersey. They haven't had a whole lot of problems so far early on game one. They've registered 8 shots as we've played 3 minutes. No shots on the board for Stevens. We'll see if this orange team can change things up. They're only down by 2. They still have time to try to put something in, but it's going to be Chai. He's got one-on-one against Psychic Mike. Psychic Mike. Well, Mike was psychic on that play. He made the stop, although all 3 players are going to commit to this one for Stevens. It does go just a bit wide. They stay only down by 2.
Yeah, and they seem to be just a little bit panicky in this game. They also just seem to not really expect a lot of things out of this New Jersey team. And obviously that double tap from Taki was just not expected from Mike, but you just gotta shake off these nerves. You're only down 2 in this game number 1. Is this gonna be a shot towards net? Taki able to clear that one away easily. He's gonna try to go for a shot here as well. It's just gonna go high. Chai will be able to put that one in. And the defender unable to save it. It's 3-0.
Taki nearly scoring on this touch. He was looking for his hat trick there, but he'll take Chai getting his first of the game. That makes it 3-0. You called it earlier, Psychic Mike. He had a shot on the blue goal. That was the first for Stevens. It wasn't particularly dangerous, but they did at least have some offensive aggression, some pressure on the blue half, as now the Rock looks to make a play. Doesn't even get a touch on the ball. Taki will find the clear. Psychic's Mike towards the net. LL up to make the play. So we'll be double out of the corner. Taki one more time playing it down to a teammate in Chai. Can't quite get over the final defender. This is going to bounce out of Taki's shot on goal. Rebound down in front for Chai. Up in the air. Not going to be able to put that one in. But a lot of time wasted. Only 30 seconds left to go, and it's still a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, there seems to be a really strong offensive dynamic with this New Jersey team, and it's between Taki and Chai. That was just an unfortunate miss there, but they get away unscathed. These 2 players have been linking up in this offensive half. Taki has really been that strong player to put in shots and create those offensive opportunities. That just comes right back into the midfield. But it is 3-0, and New Jersey will take game number 1. But I'm not going to say it wasn't close in this one. I think it was. If Stevens just fixes up just some simple things, they could be right back in the series.
So NJIT take game number 1, a 3-0 score line. They'll go in to game 2 of this best-of-5 up 1-0. And now it's going to be Stevens who has to make a change. We didn't see a whole lot of offense from them. It really felt like they were either hesitant or they just couldn't quite beat NJIT to the ball through midfield. Something that's going to have to change a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And something that I want just in that last series that I also had was you want to start winning the game in quadrants, because the first minute or so really belonged to New Jersey. They did a fantastic job of controlling the offensive pressure and the midfield pressure. You want to start winning those challenges and start winning, as you said in the last series, maybe not scoring a goal, but start winning that pressure, winning those challenges in midfield, and start pushing the defensive line back from midfield into their own defensive half. So we'll see what they can do in game number 2. But if they fix those things up, I think they have a good shot at the series.
We'll see what changes they do make heading into game 2. The players are in the server ready to go. We have game number 2, 0-0, 5 minutes on the clock. In New Jersey, they took game 1. It was a 3-0 score line. Stevens now have to try to battle back to tie things up heading into game 3. Will be New Jersey with the first offensive possession, but Double sends a quick shot towards goal. Tacky in position to make the clear. Right to the awaiting teammate in Chai. Going to bounce out in front. Tacky can't quite get underneath. The ball still out in front. Chai getting demoed on the far side. That'll take away the pressure for now. LL trying to do what he can to waste time to allow his teammate to spawn. This one's back towards the net. LL's there. He scores. LL gets rewarded for his tenacity in the corner, Vitali, and it's 1-0.
And just a fantastic challenge from Tacky. Now, both players are going there from Stevens, but Tacky's just like, you know what? I'm just going to 50 this right into a perfect spot for LL. And it's 1-0 New Jersey. Just a fantastic offensive play. And just reading the defenders, and it comes right back in the midfield, and that turns into a goal. It's my turn into 2-0. What a save from the Rock. I don't know how he saved that, but we stay at 1-0.
Great play by the Rock. He used the people's elbow on that ball, Vitali. I think that's how he made the save. Had to happen at least once. I mean, his name is The Rock. You can't not make that reference.
I'm disappointed.
Well, we are still underway, game number 2. This Double's going to play this towards the net. That's a good touch from Tacky. Chai and Psychic's Mike will meet in the corner. Bounces in front. Nobody gets the touch. Chai puts it in his own goal. And that is how Stevens get their first of the series.
What? How does... Okay, so Tacky just unable to make a touch. LL also unable to make a touch. And Chai going to put that one in his own net. That was just defensive... I don't even know. That was a comedy of errors side of New Jersey. But I don't know how that went in. I'm so confused. Tacky will get that one back. No! What a save! It's going to go off the crossbar. The Rock able to clear that one out. We stayed tied at 1.
And the second touch from Tacky also took away the shot. I think it was LL up to try to get the rebound. Unfortunately, Tacky bounced it away from his player. That will keep the game at 1. With just about 3:10 left to go, we'll see who can break this tie. Stevens hanging in. Haven't had a whole lot of offense, but somehow the game has remained tied. They've played defense quite well as the Rock trying to get the ball out of the zone. LL is going to win that challenge. Comes all the way out to Chai. Quick shot towards the net. Double using the back wall to his advantage. It's going to be 2 players demoed in front, but doesn't matter as Tacky goes over top of everyone yet again. Gets his first of the game. It's 2-1.
Yeah, you did mention those demos, but those demos absolutely smokescreen Double. There was 0 chance he was seeing that, and it's now 2-1. Tacky, a good job of just beating him in the ball, knowing that he is smokescreened and capitalizing on pretty much an open net, and now it's 2-1. There's a good pump there from Chai, but it's going to be cleared away anyways. Tacky going to take control. He's just going to try to put that one towards the net. He's going to try to 50 all of them. It's going to pop up, stay in the middle. Chai going to not be able to put that one in, but we stay at 2-1. This New Jersey team doing a lot of good right now on the offensive side.
And still LL keeps things going in the offensive zone. Can't quite get over Double. Chai wanted to make a touch for some kind of play out towards Tacky, but Tacky's still able to get to the ball, looking for the double touch. Off the wall, Psychic's Mike makes the save. But now LL still trying to make something happen, but it's going to be the Rock to find the clear. Tacky in good defensive positioning, clear it back down. Has Chai in mid, waiting for a pass off the back wall. Chai's not going to be able to get there in time. And that is going to be a clear for now for Stevens, but still, they got to play on the back foot, trying to get the ball out of their zone. Tacky not going to let them do that. Again, it's the midfield challenges. New Jersey is winning every single one. It feels like Stevens just can't get there fast enough.
Yeah, they can't break under their own end. They're just getting hemmed in. Touch after touch. Is the double commit there? That might turn into something, but no, it won't. Tacky will win that challenge again. Just as you said, these challenges in midfield, and Chai's going to make it 3-1. As the ball just kind of laid in front, and Chai capitalized.
Every single challenge in the past minute has felt like it's gone to New Jersey. They get another goal on the backside of it. A goal apiece for the Blues squad. 2 assists for Tacky, 1 for LL. And we stand 3-1 with 1:23 left to go. Stevens, they've got to get some offense rolling as Chai plays this out in front. LL, the slow roller. It's going to be saved away. 70 seconds left to go. Game number 2. Tacky up in the air, trying to waste some time. The Rock is there to challenge. Double hanging back. The ball will go over the head of Syke. We continue to play on. 3-1 in favor of New Jersey. Can it be 4? It is. Tacky gets his second. 4-1, and it looks like game 2 all but over.
Yeah, Tacky going up. There's no backboard defense, and he reads that perfectly right off that backboard. Bounces before it goes in, but you give it to him. A good shot. Nonetheless, it's 4-1 New Jersey. They've done a fantastic job in this game number 2. I mean, they had a 3-goal differential in game number 1. They have a 3-goal differential in game number 2. This might be 4. It is. Tacky gonna put in another one. His hat trick here with 44 seconds left in game number 2.
3 goals on 8 shots for Tacky in the game. Has 2 assists to his name as well, and a save for good measure. The only save New Jersey has had to make. Granted, 2 shots for Stevens in this game, but it's just not been enough. The offense has come nowhere. I mean, really, they haven't done much of anything on the offensive side of the ball again, and I feel like it stems from the midfield play. There is always a blue car challenging a ball in midfield, and Stevens, they just don't have an answer for it.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're not ready for the challenges in midfield. As you said, there's always a blue car waiting there for every single touch that they have in midfield. They can get to that midfield line, no problem, but once it gets to that midfield line, there's nothing that they can do. They're just getting starved with these challenges. Chai's going to put in a 6th one. Just utter domination, exclamation point on game number 2.
So that'll be it. 6-1 final score. Game 2, New Jersey take the victory. They head into game number 3 in pretty much the same position that Maryland was heading into game number 3 in the last series with Tolly. They took a pretty dominant game 2 victory. They're up 2-0 in the series, and they could cap it off with a solid game 3.
Yeah, I mean, that game number 1, it wasn't as dominant as Maryland, but this game number 2 was very dominant. They played that midfield fantastically. I don't think I saw a time other than that one goal that happened that was a freak accident. I don't know how that went in. Other than that, everything else was locked down, and there was no chances for Stevens. And if you're on Stevens, you just got to start winning these challenges in midfield. As tough as that is, I mean, when you have pretty quality players on the other side of the ball, just saying, win challenges, forehead. I mean, you can't just do that. You got to start making better positions on your car. I mean, you just gotta. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is, but you just got to start making better challenges rather than just kind of throwing yourselves at the ball. This is a good start.
It's a good start for Stevens. They get the first shot of the game. The ball, unfortunately, not able to cross the goal line. So it'll be Chai trying to play it out in front for Tacky. As New Jersey, they start their offensive attack. A little bit of miscommunication in the corner. Still Tacky trying to create. LL gets a touch on it, but it will be popped up for the Rock to try to clear away. Double. With the control through mid. Has all 3 players to beat. Doesn't get the flick he wants, and it's going to be Tacky going the other way. Over top of the Rock. This one bounces way up high out in front. Not quite in a position for anybody to play on the side of NJIT. Still, they might have an opportunity as that 50 comes towards the midfield. Double able to make the touch into the sidewall. Tacky and Double once more combined. And we get the play heading back towards the blue half, which we have not seen a whole lot of. If Stevens can start to generate some offensive momentum and potentially get the first goal of this game, it just feels like it could be much closer.
I definitely agree with that. But the one thing that they are doing right now is pretty much just giving New Jersey the ball as that's going to go off the backboard. Should clear away as Chai was threatening. But it just seems like they're giving away the ball, booming the ball far away. They don't really want to have possession of it. This might turn into a shot. Chai can't get a touch on it, but Tacky cleared away. And you really just got to start keeping possession of the ball. You can't just give them the ball. Sooner or later, it's going to turn into a goal against. This is a shot on net. Tacky makes a great save, but Double will finish that one off, and they do get the first goal. It's 1-0 for Stevens.
They do indeed score goal number 1 of game 3. It comes off a long transition play. Double just sends a long shot on goal, gets his own rebound, and it's 1-0 for Stevens. Now New Jersey, the team that will have to play from behind. There's still plenty of time. Just over 3 minutes left to go, in fact. As already Tacky looks to equalize, but he can't quite get the touch out of the corner. It will be the Rock to clear. Sends it on towards the cage. LL able to clear it back down. Double Psy out of the corner. Comes right out towards Tacky. Good block by Psych. It's Mike. And the Rock, he wants to take things out of the orange zone. Goes underneath Chai. Double Psy, a little too eager on that play. Will overcommit to the ball, and back into the orange zone we go. Some scary moments out of the corner, but they hold on for now. LL looking for the pass out in front. There's Chai. He scores. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that defender, Psych, it's Mike, just challenging a little bit too fast. And the Rock went front post, and unfortunately for passes like that, unless you're going to challenge right away, you can't be front post and just let that play develop. It's going to come right out in front. Chai, good job of finishing off that pass, and we are all tied at 1. Good job from them to come back in this game and score that 1 goal, because sometimes, you know, that 1 goal can be very elusive, but they do get it, do tie the game. At least they have that going for them in this game number 3.
Tacky sends it on. Good play by Double to clear it away. LL back wall. Psychics Mike can't go over top of Chai. Well, we'll rest in the corner for now. The Rock gets a touch, but he gets demoed for his trouble. Spawns in the corner where all of his teammates are currently. Somehow they get it to midfield. Chai will turn it around. Double taking a sweet time to get there. Nobody gets a touch on it. Psychics Mike now trying to get down the pitch. Chai will turn and demo him. LL back through mid, has Tacky waiting in front. Again, another triple commit from Stevens in the corner, but they get the ball out for now. Double on towards the cage. Tacky the save. Bounces out in front. The Rock turns away, and Chai comes back down the pitch. It seems like Stevens again hesitant to play this ball in midfield.
Yeah, what a pass there from Tacky, and LL able to both players to put this one in. But just as you said, they seem a little, wow, I don't know how that went in, but what a play from LL. But they seem to be hesitant in midfield, the challenge, because I don't know if it's that they feel they'll lose the challenges in midfield, they don't want to be out of position, but the Rock again just turning back. He seems to be the main culprit. Just doesn't challenge the ball in midfield, and that's giving New Jersey the midfield for free at this point. Is Tacky trying to do his best, but we are still 2-1, and they have a minute or 50 seconds left to equalize.
45 seconds now. This bounces towards midfield. Double wants to turn. Tacky on towards the cage. Good play by Psych. Up towards Mike. Chai into the corner. 35 seconds left to go. Double around the horn, but it will be LL to play that one. Psychics Mike not able to make the touch. Double Psy out of the corner. Still a goal necessary for Stevens. That's played right out in front. Tacky will shoot, and Tacky will score. Tacky may have also just secured the series here for NJIT. First goal of the game, and it's a big one.
Yeah, Double just giving away the ball in the midfield. Tacky in the perfect spot, make it 3-1. And as you said, that might have just secured them the series. But we have to wait 18 seconds to see, can they come back and score twice? It's going to be tough, but it's possible.
It's a good kickoff play, but it will be Tacky into the orange zone. Chai bounces it out in front. LL can't put it home, but it's not going to matter. Time wasted is enough. That is going to do it. NJIT take the series in 3 straight games. Beating Stevens here. Final score of game number 3, I believe 3-1. Yes, 3-1 indeed. So well played for New Jersey, and this is the second sweep of the night, Vitaly. But again, it shows just how good some of these collegiate teams are.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, NJIT, a fantastic job from them. They came out there. They came out and made a statement, and that's exactly what they needed to do. They did a fantastic job of winning the midfield challenges. I think we've talked about it a ton. They won almost every single midfield challenge that they had, and it showed. They had almost all of the pressure that they needed in this series, and it's the reason they won 3-0.
I also think too, just to for more talking points for the Stevens squad, it certainly seemed like when they were on the defensive side. Of course, we talked about midfield game, how important that is. On the defensive side too, to me, it felt like their rotation wasn't necessarily fleshed out. Like maybe it's just me, but it didn't feel like they had everything under wraps. They didn't necessarily know where they were supposed to be at all times. A lot of double and sometimes even triple commits in the corner really hurt that squad. And you even mentioned it very briefly in passing that there were some not midfield, but near post rotations that really looked like it hurt the it hurt the defense there of the Stevens squad.
No, definitely. That near post rotation, you can't really have that. I mean, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on that. You can't really have that where your last defender is front post, or else unless he's challenging that ball pretty much right away. If that ball gets over his head, it's a goal, especially if you have no one left in net. He had one player that went already that challenged, and it just went over him, and he was left in a horrible spot. And unfortunately for him, he didn't challenge, and the ball just went right over his head. And again, also, like you said, just the triple commits, the double commits. They had a lot of times where, as you said, they were unsure of what to go for. And maybe that was just the boost starvation that they had. They were like panicking on defense as well, just saying, you know what, we got to go for this. We got to make a touch. We got to score. We got to transition. We got to do something. And it caused all three of them to go for the ball. And I mean, if you can't, that's not a winning formula, unfortunately. And it's part of the reason why they lost.
Well, that series now in the books. It was a pretty close one, all things considered. It certainly seemed like New Jersey started to run away with things towards the end. But anyway, either way, the second series of the night is in the books. We've got at least one more upcoming. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. And when we come back, we will stay in the Northeast. You're not going to want to miss it.
Fires up, embers burn, can't pretend, yeah. And I've been thinking about things that we said, yeah. And I've been up all night lately, thinking about you, yeah. Are we just holding on? We're scared, still bruised, yeah. You mess me up, fuck me up, just can't stop, no. I told me I don't need nobody, but every night I'm feeling something for you, yeah. You mess me up, fuck me up, thinking about you. Thinking about you. Are we just satellites by the edge? Burning up, spinning round till an end, yeah. And I've been thinking about things that you said, yeah. And I've been up all night lately, thinking about you, yeah. Are we just holding on? We're scared, still bruised, yeah. You mess me up, fuck me up, just can't stop, no. every night I'm feeling something. Told me I don't need nobody, but every night I'm feeling something for you, yeah. You mess me up, thinking about you. Thinking about you, yeah. You mess me up, thinking about you. I hate this part, but we can't keep putting it off. I still care, but it's not enough. And it breaks my heart to give up and admit we lost. We still love, but we're not in love. Why do we keep trying to bring back the feelings we know we're gone?
A big thank you to our sponsor for this season, GameStop. GameStop is partnering with CSL in 2019-2020 to activate collegiate esports tournaments online and in person. Visit www.gamestop.com/esports for more details about their GameStop Performance Center gaming clinics. GSPC gaming clinics are free for all players and give you an insider look at how the players you love to watch dominate the games you love to play. And be sure to check out our GameStop Weeklies, a series of community-oriented tournaments that run from November through March for a variety of games, including League of Legends, TFT, CSGO, Overwatch, Madden, Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Smash Ultimate. Sign up today on our website at cstarleague.com. Again, that's cstarleague.com. It's Hunted, it's Vitali, it's series number 3 now, and we've got a fun one. Penn State versus Drexel, a battle of the undefeateds. One of them is going to be walking away with a loss tonight, Vitali.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are going to be very good. They're both 4-0. They both started out pretty strong, and I know some of these players on these teams are quite strong as well, so I think we can have a very close series. One of the players on Penn State actually being the sub for the A team when they went to LAN in Season 2. So I'm excited to get this series underway. I know the players are. What are your thoughts on this series?
You know, I'm just looking to see which of the two teams is more consistent throughout this series. I think both teams, they know how to play Rocket League, right? I mean, they both started 4-0 as we get into game number 1 here. Even with this being the Penn State B squad, I don't think you can take them lightly. Not at all, certainly, as they've had an undefeated season coming into this one. And getting to play with that kind of level of experience that the Penn State A squad brings can have, you know, good effects for just about anybody playing underneath them.
Yeah, and I mean, Mini Lion was a sub for the A team, but when you have Wild and Doodle and Tennis Master, that's a tough starting roster to crack. So obviously he's brought this experience to this B team. Is Scapegoat trying to get a touch there? Is he able to clear that one away? Good start for both teams. They've traded blows really in the first minute or so as Mini Lion's trying to take a shot. It's going to go towards him, but Chase able to clear that one away. We're starting out pretty even in this series so far.
Certainly some opportunities back and forth. It will be Drexel in blue for us tonight. Chase, me, Scapegoat, and Swaz, as it's going to be Penn State as I introduce the enemy team, who scores first at Z on the shot.
Yeah, and a really good pass there from Mini Lion, having the great vision in the field to find his man in Z. Noticing that there is an open net, putting it in, and they're up 1-0. They did a good job of transition to get that first goal. So good job from them to start off. But I feel like this Drexel team has had a lot of pressure in this first minute, so we'll see what they can do with it as a double commit there. Mini Lion trying to get a dunk. He is going to be able to put that one down, and Z's able to finish it off 2-0 for Penn State.
That's 2 goals for Z in the game thus far. 2 assists for Mini Lion as well. While we do have a moment, let's introduce this Penn State team who's got 2 on the board. It's Z, Mini Lion, and Clapper. They will be in orange throughout the evening. As Z looking for a hat trick early on. He's got Chase to deal with. Chase does win that challenge. Good save along the goal line to keep it a 2-0 game. Now Drexel looks to turn onto the offensive side. Z got demoed on the back, so it opened up some space there for the blue team to try to break into the zone. Z through mid. Will defer to Clapper. Still the ball, going to sit in front of the the front of the blue box. As Chase eventually does find the clear. Penn State, they started out quite quickly. Things coming apart a little bit now as Scapegoat had an opportunity. He can't quite get the car around the ball.
Yeah, just unfortunate for him. Scapegoat not expecting the miss on Fred, but Swaz unable to get a touch. Scapegoat has to get a pass to Z. Doesn't have any boost, but is just going to be slow enough so he can get back in time. And just a couple misses on both sides here. Both not really having a whole lot of boost, but trying to make plays anyways. As Swaz going to keep that one away from this Penn State team. As you said, they started off really fast, but nothing since they've scored that second goal. It's really just slowed down for both teams.
Well, here's Drexel in the offensive zone. As we approach the 2-minute mark. Now Z in transition. Gonna flick that one way up high. Mini Lion lurking. Won't be able to beat Chase of the ball. Scapegoat gets by the second offender. Z will have this one go by him. Swaz had a shot opportunity. Mini Lion, the save, rebound. Finally, Drexel on the board. The pressure paying off. It's 2-1.
Yeah, a good job there, Swaz. A bit of a misfire on the shot, but it didn't matter as Mini Lion kind of coughed that one up in his own box. And Scapegoat going to turn right into the box, put that one in. And it's 2-1, and a good job finally capitalizing on that offensive pressure they've had for the last minute or so. Make it 2-1. Now they only have 1 goal to go with about 2 minutes left. Oh,
this comes out in front. It's a 3-1 game. Mini Lion done playing the assist man. He will take the goal. This time it's Clapper to play it out in front. Scapegoat just couldn't get there, Vitaly. And all of a sudden, Penn State, they respond with a goal and keep their 2-goal lead.
Yeah, unfortunately for Scapegoat, didn't take the bounce that he really wanted and bounces it a little bit too far. Now, right off the kickoff, they're back to a 2-goal deficit, but Nicky team can do it. This Drexel team can. Z is just going to try to put another shot towards net. Oh, a double commit, but it's going to be cleared away. This Drexel team has to find offense and quick. They want to get back into this one, but a shot from Clapper. A dunk. That was just going to be wide. Unfortunate for him. It could have been 4-1, but just goes wide.
Clapper channeling his inner Shaquille O'Neal with that dunk. Just missed it, though. Still a 3-1 game, however, as Z has to rotate back to make the play. Mini Lion looking for Clapper. It's going to go over top of him. Chase now. Swaz lurking. Good play by Z to touch this to the sidewall. Scapegoat, however, still keeping the pressure on the orange half. Looking for the ground pinch. Good save by Clapper to clear that one out. And now Z, quick shot towards the blue cage to keep Chase honest. Still, Drexel. They find some offense. We haven't seen them on offense for a majority of the game, but they have some now. They need to score 2 in the next 39 seconds. Swaz, pass over to Scapegoat. This is on goal. Good save by Z. Right place, right time. He makes the play.
Just a fantastic job of getting up and making that save. Doesn't matter. It does matter. I didn't think that he was going to be able to get there, but Drexel have had a lot of offensive pressure in this game, number 1, but really nothing to show for it as Z's going to flick it high. This is going to be a tough save. It is not going to be able to be saved by Scapegoat. And Z's going to put in, I think that's a hat trick. It is. And he's going to put the icing on this game, number 1.
It certainly looked like Scapegoat had more time than I think he thought he did. Unfortunately, not able to make the save. So that's will bring us to a 4-1 scoreline, and it seems like this Penn State B team will take game number 1. We talked about it, Vitaly. They started out quickly. Things kind of deteriorated for them a little bit there towards the mid-game. A couple of defensive miscues, maybe a double commit or two, maybe a whiff touch, but they got things back under control. They finished the game out strong, and they've got a lot of momentum heading into game 2.
And, I mean, they did a fantastic job of starting quickly and really continuing that offense. And they did deteriorate a little bit halfway through the game or so, but they did a good job of picking things up when Drexel scored. It was 2-1, and then they got the roll right back and were able to ice the game with about 15 seconds left. But they did a good job, and Z really standing up for me is that offensive presence. Scoring 3 goals and 8 shots, that is not the best of shooting percentages, but they did a really good job in this game number 1 of really not allowing Drexel to capitalize on any offense that they had. They had a good couple of offensive chances, but they were pretty snuffed out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I definitely think that the key of the game for that Penn State team was the defensive play. They kept a lot of things to the non-dangerous areas of the pitch. They made the clears when they needed them. And it was a back-and-forth game, I think, for that midfield control for the most part, which is great. You love to see these kind of back-and-forth mid-battles between teams. But ultimately, I think it was Penn State just a little bit more solid on the defensive side, and it gave them that lead that they were able to play comfortably with.
Yeah, I also think it was them able to start out pretty quickly, as Z is going to try to get a double tap, but he can't do so. Clapper just going to put that one wide. It allowed them to play defense, getting that early lead, and that's exactly kind of what they want to do, is get out to that early lead and be able to not have to play offense for the rest of the game. Not really being forced to, is Clapper, but no boost. And Drexel got to get something started on transition, but it's going to be cleared back in. Still nothing. 30 seconds gone, and Z shot towards it off the post. All these chances, but no goals yet.
First shot on the board for Penn State, and it does just ring off the post. The scapegoat was looking for a pass. Now Z in transition. He's going to use the ceiling, takes the shot. Chase again, has to cut across and make the save. Now Drexel over top of Mini Lion, gets by Clapper. This one will roll towards the line. He can't put it home. And we stay 0-0. It looked like Chase had the opportunity. He just couldn't get around the ball. Here's the transition. But a save made by Scapegoat still keeps us scoreless.
Scapegoat, oh man, you gotta feel so bad for him. He just went through that whole Penn State team, but none of his teammates able to finish it off, and you just can't let your spirits get down. It seems like this transition game is strong for both teams. It's just who cracks first. Is both teams' defense is pretty strong, but as I said, that transition, you just got to make sure you don't get caught out being too far up on offense. Ooh. As that goes off the post, that almost rolled in. I thought that was in, but we stay 0-0.
Sneaky shot from Mini Lion, did just find the post. Now Drexel with an opportunity. Clapper, good touchdown to his teammate in Z. Chase to keep things moving, but will get demoed and Clapper takes over. Now to Mini Lion, has Z lurking in mid. That pass is going to go well over his head. And now Scapegoat can't get by the attack of Mini Lion. Out of the corner. It's Clapper to touch it towards the blue net. A double commit. This could be dangerous. Clapper's going to play it out in front. Good touch by Swaz to send that one all the way across the box. And somehow Drexel staying alive. A lot of opportunities for the orange team.
Yeah, this Penn State team has been dealing with a ton. A good bump there from Z, slowing down that offense. But really, it's just been all Penn State, really, in that offensive side. Just as I said, his defense has been strong. It's really been even. Penn State started to take over, and they've been controlling a lot of the game, but that transition is still strong for Penn State. They can still find Penn State out on these transition plays. Is they're pushing up a little bit too far, I feel. And they've almost been caught out a few times, just things rolling wide. We'll see if they can capitalize in this last 2 minutes. Scapegoat. Getting a flip reset. What a play from him. It's 1-0 Drexel.
Takes a flip reset for Drexel to get on the board. That's Scapegoat's third shot of the game. And the third shot of the game in general for Drexel. It does find its way in the back of the goal. And it is a 1-0 lead now for Drexel here in game number 2. Penn State want to respond quickly. They're on the offensive side to start things off after that kickoff. Swaz clears it out. He gets the challenge to Chase. Bounces in front. Scapegoat gets the challenge. That's going to be a 2-0 lead.
And what a dunk from him. Penn State, they needed that goal, and things starting to... Sorry, Drexel. My apologies. They really needed that goal. They were not really doing a whole lot on the offensive side, but that flip reset has really brought new life into them, and Scapegoat in particular, as he wins that challenge in the front of the box, but Mini Lion not going to die quickly. It's 2-1 Drexel now.
Minute 24 remains. That is just a great play from Z to follow that ball up. Get any kind of touch you can out in front and trust your teammate to put it home, and that's exactly what Mini Lion does. So it is a 2-1 game with a minute 20 left to go. Only 80 seconds for Penn State to try to find a game-tying goal. Will be Scapegoat to play this across towards Chase. He can't get the follow-up touch, but Chase is there to play it towards the net. Mini Lion will block it away. Out of the corner as we approach the last minute of game number 2. Clapper not able to make that touch as he has to try to make something happen out of that mid-wall. Chase, the deflection down. Great pass, but just a bit too hard. Penn State, they stay alive in the game. They still just need this one goal. It'll bounce out in front, but no follow-up from Mini Lion.
And just as I said, they may not have the greatest of offensive pressure, Drexel, but their transition game is very good, and they've almost caught Penn State out a few times on that transition game, pushing them a little bit too far. There still is 20 seconds left. Penn State need a goal, and they need to find it quick. Also going to be tied in this series at 1.
There's Clapper. He had a deflection chance. Gets met by the defender. Swaz now into the corner, trying to kill these final 10 seconds. Clapper down to Z. He shoots. That's just wide. No follow-up. Clapper trying to get into the corner. It's going to be Mini Line to play it, but he plays it away from himself. That'll touch the ground, and Drexel will tie things up. It's 1-1 heading to game 3.
And as you said, it took a couple individual plays to really get this game. And Scapegoat, it took that flip reset and then that dunk right after. But they did a good job of controlling or limiting the opportunities they had. Penn State had a few opportunities early on, but really not a whole lot after that. And it really seemed to be just in the midfield that Drexel were winning those challenges and not allowing Penn State to move up as far as they did in the first game.
It certainly seemed like Penn State were able to generate some shots, but nothing was terribly dangerous. There were a couple of plays where I felt Penn State could have had a man in a bit better of a position for maybe a follow-up or a rebound. But other than that, not a whole lot of dangerous plays out in front of the blue goal. That worked to Drexel's favor quite well as they'll get the first goal of this game. Drexel will. 4 seconds in, it's 1-0.
A really good kickoff here. Scapegoat, my apologies, going to put that one off the wall, and Swaz following that up quickly, and it's 1-0. Drexel, a good early start for them. Let's see if they can hold on to this lead. Penn State's been proving to be a tough task, but been up to it so far in the first 2 games.
This bounces down in front. Chase me. Plays it into the orange corner. Z, bit of a giveaway. Swaz will take the shot. Mini Lion cuts across, makes the play. That's a bit of a double commit, though. However, Mini Lion covers things up. The Nittany Lions escape, only down by 1. 30 seconds have expired in game 3, and Drexel already enjoys that 1-goal lead. They want to make it more, though, if they can. Z over top. Swaz has to hustle back. He does get the pinch on the back wall. So Chase Clapper back to his own zone as now Scapegoat in transition towards the front of the goal. Solid touch by Mini Lion to Z, and Penn State clear.
Yeah, this transition game as well from Penn State, just getting out of their own end. They haven't really created a whole lot of offense in this game, but getting from defense to that midfield game has been one of the specialties that's chased me. Gonna have a free net on the miss on the wall. 2-0 for Drexel.
And this just looks like a poor decision. Maybe Z thought that he had a better opportunity to play that ball. He was quite close. He just couldn't quite get the touch, and that'll be a 2-0 game now for Drexel. While a lot of focus on transitional Rocket League is in the transition from defense to offense, and when we call a team a good transition team, we typically are talking about that defense to offense transition. But the transition from offense to defense is just as important. And Penn State, they've been struggling with that in the last couple of games as Swaz is going to get his second. And again, it comes off of early zone entry from Drexel, and they just finish it off before Penn State's ready.
Yeah, they can't get set up on their defensive half as Drexel's really just, they're putting them in awkward spots, whether it be, you know, touches off the back wall and not really knowing what to do with it, or just putting the ball in really tough spots, and they're not really getting set. They're kind of panicking a little bit on defense, and that's why the Drexel's up 3-0 in this game. They've just been dealing with some defensive issues as Swaz going to put in his hat-trick goal on just another defensive miscue.
And that entire time when this play was developing, I was watching Mini Lion and Z. They were both caught up with each other in the orange net. Neither of them in a great position to make the play. Mini Lion couldn't get there in time, and Z was just in no man's land for the support. And now it's 4-0 for Drexel. Things breaking open. Penn State trying to stop the bleeding. Z's not going to get to the follow-up touch. That's an opportunity that Penn State really needed to capitalize on, down 4-0. Might be 5 soon. Swaz just goes wide on the shot.
Yeah, and they really needed to capitalize. Really get back in this game as Swaz. That's a fantastic job. And again, this transition from defense to offense is going to net them another goal. It's 5-0 Drexel.
Scapegoat in great position to force some pressure onto Clapper, who couldn't get there in time, even if he was able to get the pinch. It looks like Scapegoat was there to force things home. That is going to be 5-0 as we approach halftime in Game 3. Only one shot for the Nittany Lions thus far. Swaz, he'll take his 5th shot there. He's got a hat trick in this game. Scapegoat with a goal and 2 assists. Chase Me with a goal and an assist as well. It has been all Drexel in Game 3. Again, this is a best of 5. So Drexel will go up 2-1 in the series. If things hold here, Vitaly, there's still time. But assuming things stay the way they are now, it will be a 2-1 series lead for Drexel. And with a game played as well as they've been playing Game 3 thus far, things look good for them in Game 4.
Yeah, I mean, if they continue this transition from defense to offense, and as you said, to be at a good transition team, you have to focus on both transitions, but they have done well on both sides of the ball. They've really limited that transition from defense to offense from the Penn State team, and they've capitalized on so many opportunities when transitioning, as well as easier to try to put that one in, but it's going to be saved away from Chase. Even though he didn't have any boost, just a good job from him. And again, just free entry in the midfield. Penn State just allowing Drexel to get into this zone for free, and they might get another goal out of it. Swaz going to put it out the backboard. Chase is there, and it's 6-0 Drexel.
The zone entries killing Penn State right now. They've had decent ones going into the offensive zone, but there has been little to no resistance at the midfield line when Drexel has possession of the ball. And it is just something that Penn State has struggled with throughout these past couple of games. Nearly give up a 7th goal there. And it has been a night of blowouts in games, Vitaly. Every series we've seen so far has held at least one 5-goal, 6-goal game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just the story of the night of Swaz. Is that his 5th? No, that's his 4th. But man, they're just beating them. Like, this is a game that, if you're Penn State, you want to put behind you. And as much as they can score in this game, you just want to look at this. As much as they score in this game, it doesn't lead into the next game. There's no goals that are given. This is just one game win. So you just got to look at it that way and just say, you know what, it's fine. They can have this game, but reset for game number 4 and try to limit the amount of transition offense that they have. Is they're just, as you know, as we touched on, those zone entries are just basically being given for free to Drexel right now.
Final 30 seconds of game 3 ticking away now. All eyes looking towards game number 4. Drexel will have that 2-1 lead. They only need one of the next 2 to give them the series win and stay undefeated in this Northeastern Division. And of course, just a reminder to everybody, both of these teams coming into this are undefeated, 4-0 on the season. Penn State B has had quite the season up to this point as well. They're not a team to take lightly, even though they had a tough game 3. They can't get one for the road either, as it's going to be a 7-0 game 3 for Drexel, but you can't count Penn State out in game 4.
No, you really can, especially the game 1 that they had. They really shut down a lot of what Drexel did, but in game number 3, it all pretty much fell apart in this one. You look at Swaz, he had 4 goals on 9 shots. And, I mean, if you look at the shots, just like, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's 17 shots to what, 5? Like, that is a ton of offense that Drexel's having, and Penn State allowing those zone entries for free and the transition offense to happen as much as they want. Drexel was just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, we might as well just take it back for free. I mean, that was really all it was. And unfortunately for Penn State, you just got to find a way back into this series. Way back into the series. They had a fantastic game 1 of shutting down Drexel, but you got to find that again here in game number 4 and push it to game 5.
Yeah, game number 4, the only thing that can be going through the minds of the Penn State players, got to put the last 3 games away, focus on the task at hand, and try to win minute number 1 of game 4. I think that is the most important point for Penn State. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to score, but you want the pressure, you want the pace of play in your favor if you're Penn State in this first minute.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they took the full minute there, so you know they were talking things out, just seeing what they could do differently in this game number 4 to try to get and push this to game number 5. So we'll see if what they talked about will bring a difference to this series, or if Drexel will take this out in 4 and stay undefeated.
This bounces out in front. Penn State trying to put on some pressure, but Chase Me able to find the clear. Has Swaz in mid. Good cut of the play there by Z. Still, however, Chase keeps things going. Clapper gets in his face. He'll force Scapegoat to play it back into his zone towards Swaz. Gets bumped on the play. This gives Mini Lion a pass. Good pass over to Clapper. Back wall. Clapper gets stuffed. Scapegoat in a perfect position to make that play. But this is the minute 1 that I was talking about Penn State needed. They have controlled the possession. They've controlled pace of play. They haven't scored, but it's much better than what game 3 looked like for them.
Oh, definitely. And if Scapegoat wasn't there, it was just going to be Drexel giving away possession again. Shot towards net. Wow, that was almost a goal from Scapegoat, but Chase Me able to put in the rebound, and they get the first goal of game number 4.
And here's the downside to all of that pressure. If you don't get that first goal, you give it up yourself, it can feel quite disheartening. They're going to have to bounce back from that, finding themselves down a goal as a minute has gone by. This will careen out in front. Z is there. We're tied up 1-1.
Yeah, good job there. I got 50. I don't think that was exactly what he intended. He just wanted to get 50, but it's going to bounce straight back into the midfield. Z ready for it. Going to tie the game at 1. And Penn State are going to be happy with that one. They're pretty much given a gift to get back into this game, and exactly what you needed here. But you can't let Drexel control this game number 4 the way that they did. The transition is Z. Shot on the net, but nothing doing, and that's going to be passing the midfield. Swaz unable to put that home. Scapegoat can't put it home either. Chase going to be saved away. This Penn State defense holding strong so far.
Clutch save by Mini Lion on that play to keep us tied at 1. Now Mini Lion not going to be able to win the challenge against Scapegoat. He's got Swaz in mid in support. Pass goes over his head as now Clapper Tries to put some pressure on to Chase Me in the corner. Try to use the ceiling, going to lose the ball. Bounces around in front, Scapegoat. Last man back for Drexel. Gets it as far as Mini Lion, but Chase Me in support as well. Now Clapper going to win that challenge. It bounces down in front. Still we play through mid, Z and Penn State. Trying to find the possession game, but it's Swaz in transition. He can't quite stuff it home at the far post. And we continue to play 1-1. Drexel now trying to find the offense, but Penn State has been doing a great job of keeping everything away from the front of their goal.
Yeah, Drexel's done a fantastic job of clearing the ball away from dangerous areas. Scapegoat's going to put that one in the middle. Chase is going to beat his man to the ball. It's 2-1 Drexel.
And this is where you run into problems if you're the Penn State defense trying to challenge things as early as they are. It leaves those plays out in front if you don't get a touch on it. Z couldn't quite get there in time to cover up the play. So it's a 1-goal game. Now as Swaz scores off the kickoff. He'll put a dagger in the heart of Penn State. It's 3-1.
Yeah, they just... Swaz reading that perfectly off kickoff. Mini Lion unable to get to it. And now it's 3-1 in favor of Drexel. And if you're Penn State, all of that offensive pressure that you had is pretty much gone for naught at this point. As Chase Me is going to put in a fourth one. Defender unable to get back to it, and it's 4-1 Drexel.
That'll be Chase's hat trick in this game 4. The start looked so promising for Penn State. Really looked like they were trying to turn things around. They unfortunately gave up the first goal at about the minute mark. They were able to tie things up off of a nice 50 and a good positioning play from Z. But since then, Drexel has really shut down any kind of hope that Penn State may have felt in this series. There's still 2 minutes left to go, and Penn State is turning things towards the offensive side. But again, a lot of great challenges by Drexel. Calm and patient play have led them to keeping the possession in the orange half for the most part. As time is ticking away, Vitaly, only 1:45 left to go. You still need 3 if you're Penn State. You can't get out of your own zone. This is a tough situation.
It really is. I mean, this Drexel team is not playing panicky. They're doing a good job of holding onto the ball and clearing the ball along when they have the ability to. His Scapegoat with the shot from the corner, going to make it 5-1, and that lead is just that much more difficult to come back from now.
And again, it's just a missed touch out of the corner. I don't know why, but it seemed to me that the Penn State defense has really struggled with the corner plays. Most goals that Drexel is scoring, especially these quick transition plays that come in and out of the corner quickly, have really given Penn State fits all throughout the series. Talk about transition defense, as Clapper will at least send one top shelf. That was a beautiful shot from him. It brings it to a 3-goal game, and Penn State, they have a little bit of life.
Yeah, unfortunately for Penn State, I mean, you commit 2 players, and it works out in your favor, but it took all 3 players for that ball to go in. Swaz just kind of giving the ball up for free in his own half, but you still have 3 goals to go, and there's a minute left, and it's going to be so tough as Clapper can't get a shot. He's a little bit too close. And with a minute left, 3 goals is going to be very difficult, especially if you're unable to really get out of your own half.
Well, here's Clapper trying to start a breakout. Scapegoat's going to be the first one there. That's towards the front of the orange net. Swaz right into Clapper. He does play it into the empty space on the blue side. Chase Me into the corner. Z out in front. Swaz is there. It's still dangerous in front of the blue goal. Mini Lion shoots and scores. It's a 2-goal game with 33 to go.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Swaz is going to pass this one up again. Just another missed touch from him. And Mini Lion able to read that perfectly off the ceiling, and it puts it in. And with 30 seconds left, it's a 2-goal game. So it is possible. I did say it was difficult, but it is definitely possible with 30 seconds left. A miss there, but that is going to be shot towards net. Chase thankfully is in net. It isn't a free goal, and Scapegoat Gonna clear that one down, and a good play from them to pretty much burn almost all of the time that they need off in this game to win this series. It's been a good series for them for sure.
Penn State still a little bit of life they're trying to cling to. They need to get this down the pitch and score with at least a second left. They can't get the passes off in time. That's going to do it. Drexel take the series in 4 games. They dropped game 1. They won the next 3 in a row, including a blowout game number 3. Well played to the Drexel team, deserving the win and staying perfect on the season 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, they have done they did a fantastic job in that series. To bounce back after that first game. Obviously, they did have a bit of a rough first game, but they came back. I mean, they had that fantastic game number 3 where it was pretty much just all transition plays, just catching them out, and I mean, it was just a great series for them. They did a fantastic job of really capitalizing on Penn State's corner defense and just inability to transition from offense to defense and just giving up the midfield for free.
It certainly seemed like Drexel was playing quite quickly throughout the series. Penn State just struggles. Again, the corner really seemed to hurt Penn State, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it was their positioning. And again, talking about how they never really felt like they get set up quickly in the defensive zone. Eventually, they'll get their defense online, which we saw in game 1. They played defense quite well, but as the series progressed, things started to slow down in their rotation on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that really hurt them with how quickly Drexel was able to put defense into a corner play out in front. I don't know how many times we saw just that play. They're going from the defensive side into the corner, out of the corner, right in front. It's a goal. Drexel did that probably 4 or 5 times in those last couple of games.
I mean, it's a winning formula. They did a fantastic job of just creating plays out of the corner, and that's exactly what you want to see, especially when it's away from the defense, just able to put those shots in and those passes in as well, and just finding each other in the middle of the box. I mean, what else can you say? That team played pretty well in that series, and there's definitely reasons why. It wasn't just, 3 games of, oh, you know what, those goals just kind of went in. No, they forced mistakes out of that Penn State team, and they capitalized on those opportunities.
Well, we are going to take a very short break, and on the other side, we have a bonus series for you this evening. It's Pitt versus Temple, I believe, so you're not going to want to miss that. Should be a whole lot of fun. Make sure you keep it here. We'll be back in a minute.
Don't look like a phantom. I don't own that house in the Hamptons, and my 2 chains ain't gold at all. I can't buy you a diamond necklace. Being good with money takes practice, but somehow I don't mind at all. 'Cause no one's got what we got. We hit it rooftops. No matter what they say, we will do this our way. We ain't in it for the dollars, no. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Girl, let me show you the paper. I can buy that house for you later. But you say you don't need that at all. This world is ours for the taking. Just me and you got me thinking. I swear we already made it. Cause no one's got what we got. We hit it up on rooftops. No matter what they say, we will do this our way. We ain't in it for the dollars, no. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Photo of you in my mind, on the table under lights. There's no one here but you and I. This neon town is yours and mine. And I said, hey, Carissa, you stayed up through the days and night, lay and we watched the world get light. Hey, Carissa, sunlight, freedom in your eyes. Please don't leave now. I've arrived.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Collegiate Star League. It is bonus Rocket League time. Hunted and Vitali here to bring you Pitt versus Temple. And this is going to be one heck of a series, Vitali. 4-0 Temple versus 3-2 Pitt. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see these two teams play. Obviously, this is bonus Rocket League. I don't think either of us were expecting this series, but hey, you know what? I'm excited. They were excited to get on the broadcast. We're excited to have them here. I just want to see these two teams play. I mean, there isn't much else to say. These two teams, good teams. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, certainly. I think there's got to be a little bit of a rivalry between these two schools as well, not just in esports, but in football, things like that. These teams, I don't think they like each other too much, Vitali, and we're underway with game one.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Both teams don't like each other too much. I am unfortunately Canadian, so I don't know too much of the rivalry in college football. I don't pay too much attention to that, but you might be able to speak to some of that.
Well, either way, we are underway with game number one. Pitt will be in blue. Loma, Vision Hour, and Kick. And in orange will be Temple. Zenlos, Doodle, and Bun will be the first possession going to Temple. Great save there by Vision Hour. Getting in front of that shot quite early. Out of the corner comes Loma. Bun's going to turn on this ball. Pops it out in front. Vision Hour. Try to keep things going, but Doodle wins that challenge. Out in front, it bounces down. Zenlos is there. Just wide. Vision Hour actually gets bumped. The wave dash was perfect, however. Gets back to the ball before Bun could put it over his head.
Yeah, and even though that they haven't scored yet, they've had a lot of pressure. Doodle putting another one to the backboard. They're just doing a fantastic job of starving Pitt of all their boost and creating all these offensive opportunities. That's going to be another one up by Vision Hour. Not the greatest touch. Loma's in a bad spot. This is going to come right in front. Bun with a shot towards the post. Can't put that one in. A good start. But can they continue it? Here in this game number one, we are scoreless. A minute and a half in.
Gotta say that so far in this game for Pitt, Vision Hour has stepped up quite big on the defensive side. Has made touches when he needs to. Gotten a couple of good clears, couple of good saves as well, and it's kept us scoreless. 3:08 left to go. Vision Hour will play this down. Doodle rotates around. This bounces out in front. Kick is there. He scores. Pitt on the board first. They survive the onslaught, and they make it work.
Yeah, Doodle, not the greatest touch. Vision Hour able to beat him again on the backboard and kick. There to put that one away. And with 3 minutes left, they, as you said, they survived the onslaught and are able to get the first goal of game number one. That's got to feel good. After surviving all of that, a good save again. Bun now with the greatest shot that's going to leak through the whole defense. It's going to slip by. And it's going to be cleaned up anyways. Vision Hour just getting that one out. A good play from there, but Doodle. Shot towards net. That's going to go back post. Can't finish it off. It's going to go high again. And this Temple team can't finish off any opportunities.
2.5 minutes gone. Game number one. Pitt with a 1-0 lead. Temple scoreless in this game, but not for lack of trying. There we go. Zenlos will finally force one through. The pass from Doodle is good, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, Doodle, the great play off the back wall. Zenlos able to beat both defenders to the ball, and we're all tied at 1. All of that offense finally translates to a goal. Just over half the game gone, and they finally get their first goal. This might be a second, but Loma clear that one away. But that defense from Pitt, a great job for them for standing tall. We'll see if they can do that and get another goal and force Temple to have to fight through that defense again.
Here's Loma out of the corner. Bounces up high. Doodle, good touch. Gets it underneath. Kick as well. Loma now. Back wall, pops out in front, gets it by the defenders. Zenlos won't get there. Loma scores A great solo effort to make it 2-1.
Yeah, Loma just winning that challenge from Bond. Zenlos, I know that feeling, that helpless feeling of just falling from the sky and watching that ball slowly float into your net. And now they have to find another goal after holding most of the offense for the first half of the game. They're down 2-1, which is something you don't normally say. Zenlos gets saved there. That was almost 3-1. And Pitt has really found their offensive stride in the last 30 seconds or so. A good demo there, but Temple hasn't really been able to string anything together in the last minute or so. It's going to be cleared long again. He passed the midfield kick. Just great job from this Pitt team to really control that offensive pressure right now.
2-1. 65 seconds left to go. Pitt trying to close out game number 1. Zenlos plays it towards Bund. He'll get it back to Zenlos, looking for the pass back, but no follow-up from any Temple player, and they'll have to retreat now. As Loma over the top of Doodle. Bund now up in the air, has a lot of time and space, gets the flip reset, but doesn't get the follow-up touch. It's still up in the air, however, for Doodle, takes the shot. The double's not there, just over top. Bund, the shot, he scores. 2 players in the net for Pitt. Neither of them come up with a save, and we're tied.
Yeah, Pitt believed Doodle on that double tap, and they put them out of position. Bund going to put that shot to the close post as set both defenders on the left side of the net. Picked his spot well, and we're all tied at 2. That Pitt defense breaking again. We'll have to see who breaks the deadlock here in game number 1. I got past Loma. It's going to be off the back wall. Is anyone there? Vision Hour is there. It's going to be cleared away. Temple still surviving here in this game number 1 with about 20 seconds left. Cleared away again. We'll see who can break this in game number 1.
Final 15. The Loma out of the corner. Zenlos will play it away. Vision Hour with a final opportunity. Great clear from Doodle to get things out of harm's way. Kick gives the ball away to Zenlos, but Loma there to make the play. Bun clears it back down. Vision Hour will see it into the pitch. We're in overtime. Game number 1. Pitt and Temple battling it out. We're tied up at 2. We'll see who can get that golden goal to give them the first victory in the series. Zenlos over the top, crossbar. It's out in front for Bun. Vision Hour gets there in time. Doodle, the rebound kick, makes the save. Zenlos wants to keep things going as Bun looking for the deflection, won't be able to find it. And somehow this ball's still out in front. Vision Hour giving it away to Doodle, but makes the play and kick will help Pitt stay alive in overtime. It has been quite hectic in front of this blue goal as Zenlos shoots and he'll score. He gets the challenge, and Temple, they steal game 1.
Yeah, finally. I wouldn't say stealing, but that was a good shot there from Zenlos. They held a lot of that pressure, Temple did, in that game number 1. And it felt like only a matter of time until they finally broke through, in that they held all of that pressure in that overtime period. They did a fantastic job of really putting Pitt into their back, on their back heels very quickly in overtime, taking their boost. And sometimes that's all you need is just a quick reset to overtime. Everyone gets reset, and I mean that's all it took for Temple to take this game number 1.
It was a close matchup. Certainly towards the end of that first game, it looked like Pitt might be able to hold on to their 1-goal lead, but Temple, a good play, a good shot to tie things up. And really, it felt as though we were just going back and forth. Nobody really ever had a sure hold on the game.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think both teams were it was back and forth, as you said. These two teams, as much as there was offensive pressure for Temple, Pitt did a really good job of holding them off and putting, those tough shots to the corner. And unfortunately, in overtime, there wasn't much they could do as they just kept getting shot after shot. Finally went in, but in game number 2, I expect Pitt to really come out and not play as much defense as they did in game number 1.
We are underway game 2. Overtime victory in game 1 for Temple. Pitt trying to battle back. Loma keeps things moving in mid. Vision Hour tries to control, does play it into the orange zone. Now kick. It's going to make a touch and rotate back. Zenlos not able to control the ball out of his corner. Vision Hour going to hustle. Looking for kick out in front. Great pass, just wide on the shot. Vision Hour still there looking for something. The pass was there, kick just pushed it wide.
Yeah, and a good play from Pitt to start off the game, but just unable to put that one in the back. Then it was kick. But a good job of seeing where your teammates were as Vision Hour did able to good job to clear that off. That's going to go off the crossbar, and Bun able to finish that one off. 1-0 for Temple.
This is just a giveaway from Vision Hour. And great bumping from Bun as well. Keeps kick nowhere near that ball, though that was straddling the goal line for the longest time. Bun able to cap things off there, so it is a 1-0 game now for Temple. They want to try to build their lead as much as possible. Don't want to go to another overtime, I'm sure. Love to win the game in regulation. As Zenlos will take that away from kick. This is going to bounce way up high. Doodle trying to track it down. Beats Loma. Vision Hour. Now Zenlos. Towards the back wall. Out in front. Bun won't be able to make the play. Doodle. Hard on goal. Kick. And now the ball just residing in the blue territory. No major opportunities for Temple, but they're keeping possession of the ball, and that's what's important in this game.
Yeah, they are. And as much as Pitt is getting some offensive opportunities, Temple did a good job of just controlling the ball, as you said, controlling a lot of the possession as Doodle will take that one across the field. He's going to beat Loma. That's going to be a free net. And Bun going to put in the second one.
There's Doodle. Great pass out to Bun. It's a 2-0 game for Temple now. As Pitt, they've got to figure something out. They've only got a shot to their name so far in this game. We've played just over 2 minutes. Kick has to go up and make another save to keep the game 2-0. But already Temple looking to turn up the offense yet again. Good play from Vision Hour. Will be Bun to keep it out. Now around the corner we go. Halftime, game number 2. So will be Vision Hour looking for some kind of follow-up. Kick is going to be the first one there. This bounces way up high. No challenge at all from Pitt. That's a free clear for Temple. Doodle can't cap it off. Vision Hour just there in the nick of time. But you give Temple all of that time and space, they're going to turn it into something.
Yeah, they're just giving uncontested clears. This Vision Hour gonna make it a 1-goal game as this just kind of goes through the whole defensive line of Temple pretty much for free. Zenlos gets beat to that ball.
Good shot from Vision Hour 2. Near post and in. 2-1 now. Pitt moved a little bit closer. Only down a goal with 2:05 left to go. Vision Hour has kick all the way across the pitch. He's going to wait for Doodle's touch. This goes over top of him. Vision Hour and Doodle will combine. Loma into the corner. Bounces out in front. Bun to clear. Zenlos deflection. Perfect shot from Zenlos. It's a 3-1 game.
What a shot. What a transition play. Bun right up to Zenlos' kick. Not in the best of defensive spots, but really, how are you going to save that in really any defensive spot? That shot was absolutely perfect. It makes it 3-1 for Temple. And this, finally, that offensive game that they had in game number 1 is really transitioning to something in game number 2. It's a 3-1 game with just a minute and a half left, and they're doing a fantastic job. This might be another one. Zenlos off the back wall. Temple controlling all of game number 2.
90 seconds left. Pitt need to send us to overtime for the second time in this series. As Zenlos over top of kick, he'll score. Gets his second of the game. It's 4-1.
Just a fantastic shot here. I mean, Zenlos beating kick to that ball and gonna put that one in the back post. Fortunately, the last defender, Loma, a little bit up too far, and with a minute 22 left, Temple doing a fantastic job in this game number 2 of really controlling this game 2.
Temple certainly look like they will be pushing the series to its breaking point heading into Game 3. If you are just joining us, welcome in. This is our little bonus series. We've done 4 so far tonight, including this one. Pitt versus Temple. Wonderful matchup as Temple going to work the passing plays yet again. Vitali, little bang-bang play out of the corner. Bun to Zenlos, it's 5-1.
Yeah, I saw that pass coming from a mile away. That Pitt defender trying to get there in time, but Bun able to put that through to Zenlos. And it's 5-1 for Temple. And, I mean, if you're on the side of Pitt, you just got to forget about this game. Just kind of like in the last series, you know, where Penn State got absolutely destroyed in that game number 2. You just got to put this behind them and get back in this series. You can't let this get to you.
So certainly a Temple victory here in game number 2. They'll have a 2-0 lead heading into game 3. And a best of 5. If you're new to the Collegiate Star League, as they will go ahead and score a 6th and really start to cap it off. But if you are new to the Collegiate Star League, CSL is the world's largest and fastest growing collegiate esports league with over 1,800 campuses and 65,000 players actively competing. Follow us on Twitter at CStar League and Instagram at CStar League as well. And make sure to visit our website, www.cstarleague.com. Check us out. We do a lot of cool games. It's Wednesday night, which means it's Rocket League night, Battalion. We've seen a lot of Rocket League. We might have one more game if Pitt continues to play the way they are. I'm sorry, if Temple continues to play the way they are.
Yeah, this might be the final game of the night. Things continue. Temple just doing a fantastic job, and Zenlos really being that offensive force for Temple. He's 4 goals on 5 shots. I mean, there isn't much you can do. They did Pitt did a good job in game number 1 of shutting down that defense, shutting down that offense, but there was absolutely nothing they did in this game number 2.
Yeah, it was quite the slaughter again. And it's so interesting how we've had weeks where every game seems it's 1-goal game, 2-goal games, all close games, close series, even when the skill, didn't really seem to be that equal. Tonight, we've seen 4 series, and every single one has had at least one blowout game by 5 or 6 goals.
Yeah, it's been something else. We've only had one series so far where the other team who's lost in that series has won one game. Every other series has been a sweep, and this is looking like another sweep that could happen here. As unfortunately, we do have a player's game that has crashed. So he will hopefully get back in this lobby as quick as possible. But if you're on the side of Pitt, you want to try to avoid the sweep, avoid the narrative that we've had tonight. Is just sweeps and blowouts. That's pretty much been it. If you're Pitt, you just want to stop that offense from Temple. They've had a fantastic offense in the whole series so far. I don't know what they need to do exactly to shut it down. Just try to win. I don't even know. Like, win in the midfield. We've said that for almost every team tonight is win in the midfield, but that's really tough to do when you've got players who are just constantly on the ball.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why Temple comes into this series 4-0, right? Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why they are still undefeated, and if they can win 1 out of the next 3 games, they will remain undefeated on the season. It's not for lack of trying on Pitt's part. I mean, they're 3-2 coming into this as well. They're positioning themselves as one of the top teams in this specific Northeast division, but Temple, they play with a certain speed, a certain type of aggression through midfield, and I think we've beaten that horse to death tonight, the midfield plays. But just watch in this game, if you're a casual Rocket League viewer or maybe a player that's trying to grow through the ranks, watch how Temple plays midfield and how they play their possession game, keeping everything through mid, at least challenged. Maybe not winning every challenge, but challenging, putting the pressure onto Pitt. And it's the exact same thing that Maryland did. And just about every team that we watched tonight, it's quite amazing to watch Temple get to work on that offensive rotation.
Yeah, and someone I want to point out is Zenlos. He's done a fantastic job, not only in the offensive zone, being that striker to finish off every shot for Temple, but win challenges in midfield, create opportunities as well. He's just been all over the field for this Temple team, and he's really one of the reasons why they are winning this series 2-0 and why they have a chance at sweeping and keeping our narrative, the same, sweeps and blowouts. That just seems to be our theme tonight. We have a new one every week, so we'll see what happens in game number 3. Can Pitt avoid the sweep? Will Temple continue that narrative?
Maybe that's just a thing with the Northeastern teams. If you're going to lose, you better lose in style. I mean, I guess you could say the other way around. If you're going to win, you might as well win as hard as you possibly can, as it has certainly been some interesting Rocket League tonight. We're not done yet. Could be the last game if Temple can take the victory. The Pitt certainly won a battle back. They had a close game 1. Don't forget, game 1 went to overtime, and it was just barely Temple managing to edge out Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, as you said that, Temple still controlled probably about 90% of the offensive possession in that game. It was just, Pitt's defense was just exceptionally strong in that game. And, I mean, it crumbled in game number 2, and we saw what happened. It blowout happened. So we'll see what happens. We'll see which Pitt we get in game number 3.
All right, now Pitt looking to buzz around this midfield zone. It's going to be Bun. Gets it by Vision Hour. Loma trying to do what he can to rotate away. Bun causing chaos on the back line of Pitt. Eventually they do find the clear, but just one orange car really putting the stress levels through the roof there on Pitt. They managed to keep the ball out. They still got to play defense, though, as now Doodle, he's got this up towards Zenlos. He takes the shot and he scores. And this whole play started, Vitaly, because of that harassment on the back line by Bun.
Yeah, Bun, as you said, created that whole situation as Pitt was never able to get back out of their own zone. They were just panicking, and Temple on them quickly. Zenlos able to put that one in for a 1-0 lead, and a minute and a half just over that gone. It's 1-0 for Temple as they start off the game just like they did in that last game, number 2.
Well, 3:07 left to go. 1-0 for Temple. Pitt trying to respond right into Zenlos. Kick just couldn't quite place that shot well enough to beat the defender. They still got some offense. Loma going to side flip, however. Now Kick the follow-up. Crossbar down. Loma hits the post with the shot. Nearly a tied-up game, but the post saves the day for Temple.
Yeah, that post is really the savior right now. Unfortunately for Pitt, unable to put that one in, as no players from Pitt hit that ball, but it's going to go to the corner anyway. It's going to be cleared out. Temple wanting to continue that offensive pressure, but you can't allow Pitt to get back in this series. We know what they're capable of. We've shown it in game number 1, able to stop that offense, but Zenlos is not going to allow them to stop him. It's 2-0.
Again, it's the 50s coming out of the zone. Zenlos, he wins the 50, gets up to the ball himself, and then he'll put it in the back of the goal. It's 2-0 for Temple, as they'll win this kickoff as well. Vision Hour has to hustle to get up to that ball. It'll bounce down towards Zenlos. The dribbler, he scores. Hat trick for Zenlos. 2:09 left.
Yeah, and that was just not a great kickoff. Vision Hour, not the best touch either. Zenlos going to capitalize and put that one right into the open net. And Temple up 3-0 with 2 minutes left. And if you're Pitt, you're going to start to get desperate in this game number 3. You're on match point. You want to try to get this, at least a goal back very quickly, so you don't have to get 3 back in the last minute or so.
Kick directs it towards net. Doodle, however, he'll take it out of the corner. Loma, the good challenge. Bun has to rotate back. Loma just harassing Bun right out in front of the goal. Actually turns into something, but Kick can't beat Doodle to the ball. Good play to Zenlos for the clear, and now Zenlos trying to harass the blue squad. Double commit, but it works out in favor of Kick. This is going to go hard off the back wall, but an excellent touch to kill all momentum that ball had. Coming hard off the wall, he keeps it a 3-0 game.
Yeah, Temple, not only are they playing fantastic on the offensive side, as is going to beat him to the ball. They're playing great on defense as well. That catch from Bun is no easy feat. I mean, you catch that ball, you kill all of its momentum. You got a player on offense who's reading that touch on the backboard, reading that hard touch, and it just dies. You're just like, what happened? But they're doing a really good job of just not allowing Pitt to create any offense right now. And they have a minute left to score 3. It might be 4. Is this going to come right in front? Cleared away from that Pitt defense. No touch again. Vision hour. Alone, but Bun going to be challenging that. And they have 45 seconds to get back within a goal, but it's going to be cleared away. They stay 3-0.
3-0, and Temple still threatening, wasting so much time on the clock. Only 30 seconds left. Pitt need 3 goals in those 30 seconds to stay alive in the series, or we will see yet another sweep tonight. Zenlos back down the pitch. Loma's got to hustle. Gets it by Bun. Doodle is there to keep it in the blue zone. Vision hour to collect. Over top of Doodle. Around Zenlos, but that'll kill enough time. They can't do it. Bun, what a move. Are you kidding me? He'll cap it off. What a wonderful goal from Bun to send us away for the evening.
One for the road. Just 2 fakes and makes it 4-0, and that's just going to put an exclamation point on the sweep and continues the narrative that we've had tonight. Sweeps and blowouts, and it's been all Temple all series long, and they definitely deserve this 3-0.
That will do it. A 4-0 win in Game 3. It's a 3-0 sweep for the Temple University squad. Game 1 ended in overtime. Temple just able to take that game, but since Game 1, games number 2 and 3, you said it. It was all Temple throughout that entire thing. They're going to stay perfect, Vitali, 5-0 on the season.
5-0. I mean, they are. I feel like they're the team to beat in that division. That from what that performance that we saw tonight, Zenlos and Bun, just a fantastic duo on offense. I mean, we saw that last play that Bun had. That's fantastic, and Zenlos putting in goals all series long. That Temple team is going to be scary for the rest of the season. Not just for the rest of the season, but playoffs as well. I could definitely see them making noise in the playoffs.
And now Pitt, with that loss, they will move to 3-3, 500 on the season. And again, we're approaching the midway point. 3-3, you're certainly not out of a contention moving forward.
Yeah, no, you definitely aren't. You definitely still have a ton of time left. I mean, I think you have two more weeks left in November, and then things kick off again in January. But there still is a lot of time for that Pitt team to come back. It was just unfortunate tonight. They were a little bit outclassed by that Temple team. Temple played a fantastic.
That they most certainly did. Well played to Temple, taking the victory 3-0 over top of Pitt. That is it for us tonight. I hope that you have enjoyed. Before we go, I want to give a big thank you and a big shout out to our sponsor in GameStop. GameStop is partnering with CSL in 2019 and 2020 to activate collegiate esports tournaments online and in person. Visit www.gamestop.com/esports for more details about their GameStop Performance Center gaming clinics. GSPC gaming clinics are free for all players and give you an insider look at how the players you love to watch dominate the games you love to play. And be sure to check out our GameStop Weeklies, a series of community-oriented tournaments that run from November through March for a variety of games, including League of Legends, TFT, CSGO, Overwatch, Madden, Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Smash Ultimate. Sign up today on our website at cstarleague.com. That's it for us tonight. If you enjoyed on myself and Vitali, make sure that you follow us on Twitter. I believe, Vitali, yours is at its_Vitali, correct?
That is correct.
And I am at iHunted, so please do give us a follow if you enjoyed us tonight. If you enjoyed, I hope that you'll be here next week as well. Please come back next Wednesday. We've got even more Rocket League action here on the C-Star League. Follow the channel to get notified when we go live. We will see you next Wednesday.